Okay.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, Bipolar Gossamer. I'm Cynthia and I have here, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Abbas and my YouTube channel goes by the name Brown Sugar. Do check it out. I make videos about mental health, make videos about self-improvement and productivity. So today I had the opportunity to collab with Cynthia, my good friend. And make sure you guys watch this because Cynthia has some fire content and the channel is pretty informative. So do check out Cynthia's channel and I hope you guys enjoy the discussion. So let us begin.
All right, so today we're going to talk about exercise and its effects on mental health. And I know I've touched on this in the past a little bit before, but it seems that my guest has like expertise on this subject. He's done a lot of different stuff about or like knows a lot of different things about the benefits of it and has a lot of different ideas that he wants to share. So the first thing that I wanted to ask you is, what are your general ideas about exercise?
Just in general?
Yes, like when the word exercise comes to mind, like what do you think about, and what do you think, how do you think that differs from the way that society thinks about it?
For me, it's, the basic idea would be movement, getting your heart rate up, just moving, rather than you being stationary. But if we look at it from another perspective, I think what's actually beneficial is resistance training. That's what we call weightlifting, actually lifting weights training. So usually people talk about its bodily benefits, how much it has positive effects on the body, but I feel honestly was underrated, or as far as what I've experienced for about 1.5 years of doing resistance training, is how much it has how much it affects you positively in a cognitive matter, more than physically, more than bodily. I think it helps you out cognitively. um
Yeah, so
just
you're
keeping
saying like in addition to having physical benefits like
right,
everyone knows about, it also has like emotional benefits too.
right.
All right.
There-
Okay. So that being said, you had said to me prior to this conversation that you think that exercise is really underrated.
it is
And
definitely it is.
could you expand on that?
I mean, I I I saw sometimes, me and my friends, I mean, this is a term that we use in the gym community called fighting demons. And sometimes we use it as a way of, confronting our demons. Some days you don't go there to exercise, be healthy. You just go there to take out all the frustration and anxiety that you have. So
Mhm.
if I'm having a bad day, if I'm frustrated, if I'm feeling anxious, I tend to have a lot of energy buildup. So I try to channelize that energy. I'm not denying that, therapy, talking about it to a professional has its own benefits, but I feel that, you need to learn how to channelize that energy, especially if you're someone who's prone to, somebody who's prone to getting anxious. So, diversion of that energy is
Right.
pretty, and that helps. Then I do it most of the time. And oftentimes, I work part-time, and oftentimes I'm frustrated. I've had a long day at work, commuting back and forth, it's a bit frustrating. I get irritated at times. So and everybody, a lot of people do. So I believe, tell me if you agree, I think everybody needs a way to channelize their energy in some way, isn't it?
Yeah, like some way other than what they're forced to do or what they don't like doing, because I feel like there are a lot of things that we have to do and it's kind of a drag.
Yeah,
When you have something that like kind of gets your creative flow going, or like,
exactly,
an
exactly
output
very well
or
said.
an outlet, I mean, for energy that you have, and something that you really enjoy, I feel like that's important for mental health.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I do you know about these what do you call them, those rage rooms where you go and like you break stuff? What do you call that? Rage rooms, I think.
Were you what?
Rage rooms. Like there's this room where it's called a rage room, and you go over there with like hammers and you
Oh yeah,
break stuff. I mean,
I feel
in a
like
way
I
it's
feel
healthy.
like
It
there's
looks
something
violent, but in a way it's healthy because you're taking it out in a healthy manner.
yeah,
So
that's true. That's true.
that's an important aspect.
I've never gone to one of those, but I've seen them in the movies.
Oh, oh man, that
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah.
that, that is true. But
Okay.
personally, I feel more confident. Like I feel confident if I do, if I go, I feel much calmer once that energy is out. It's well thing, it's
Mhm.
directed, it's out. So I feel much calmer if I do that. It's peaceful after doing that. Definitely.
I mean, yeah. I don't even know. Like I have my own exercising things that I like to do. Like running is something I always come back to. And I
Oh,
feel like I
definitely.
always say I hate running. I hate it so much, but I've been running since like on a team since 7th grade or like on and off
Oh,
or like
oh,
like actually running. And also in like 5th grade we had this schoolyard scamper, and I it was unofficial, but one of the moms told me that I was the first girl, and I was like,
oh,
cool.
wow.
In
Oh,
5th
very
grade,
good.
but the 5th graders go first, so it's like there could have been other faster people, but you never know.
Exactly there you put it. It's definitely, and it's really good for your cardiovascular health. I think people actually say this, that running, and that's the key to longevity. The person who walks will always have like a long and healthy life.
Mhm.
And people usually skip it. I personally, I do it too sometimes. I'm supposed to do cardio, but some days I'll skip cardio to lift weights because. But just 1 second, I need to connect the charger. 1 second. Yes, but you cannot deny that you get like good post-workout endorphins. Like after at first, some people might look at exercise as something they have to do, not they want to do. I have to do it, so
Mhm.
I'll work out. It's if you're somebody who does that, dedicate like 10-15 minutes at least.
Yeah, I definitely like even feel better after I just do something small. Like even like if I decide to walk to the train station instead of taking the bus, I, it makes a difference. And you said, yeah, it releases chemicals like endorphins, and you also mentioned serotonin when you talked to me
Definitely.
before. Yeah. And it's like
Um,
there are a lot of things that kind of like come together when it comes to your mental health.
definitely. I personally, I was one of those people. Like I think I still do, because I sometimes I too get intimidated. But especially when I was starting, I was pretty. Being an introvert myself, I was intimidated at first because it
Yeah.
can be an intimidating place. You
It
see all these.
is, yeah, and it's hard to like get into it, but once I feel like you make a schedule for yourself and you're like, this is when I work out, this is when I'm
Yeah,
doing that, and I like set aside time for the gym, that's
definitely.
when, it really benefits you. So when did you start like regularly working out?
I think it was January 2021. I went for the first time with my friend, and I was hesitant to go because it is an intimidating place, and I'm pretty introverted. But
Mhm.
um, the gym community is truly one of the most wholesome people you meet. It is pretty wholesome because everybody started where you and me are starting as a beginner. Everybody went through that phase once, so I don't think it's any. They won't judge you. They welcome you. Join us, and if you feel like you're not doing something correctly,
Mhm.
I know. For me personally, I was afraid to ask people questions, but it's like ripping off a band-aid. You just rip it off quickly, and then it's like that, and then you ask people. It's pretty wholesome. um it's actually helpful to get out there and like face your fears. I had a fear of like, I still think I have social anxiety, and I prefer to
Oh
stay at
yeah,
home.
same. Just
I
a little
prefer
bit.
to
I've
stay
been
home.
getting over it a
Right
little
now
bit.
there's nobody, but I live alone anyway. So that you have to do that. I'm not telling you, you have to do it on a regular basis. Of course, if you're comfortable going 3 days, go 3 days, go 2 days, but just make the habit of going once a week or twice a week, just to get that out of yourself. So definitely do that. It's to all the people who think it's intimidating. It's not intimidating. It's how you
I mean,
perceive
it's hard
things.
to get started. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. The starting part, it's when you're like up to, like, if you're a pro, if you're like a gym rat, then consistency, you learn consistency. But it's always when you're
Yeah.
new, you know
Yeah.
how things are working. It's pretty this, but it's definitely worth it. And if you're somebody who struggles with mental health that wise,
Mhm.
so definitely
Yeah,
try to.
I definitely noticed that when I was in a running season, I would be better with my mental health.
Oh,
And I hadn't often like kept running for a long time after.
mm,
And I don't know, it's hard for me to like work out or do exercise without like a social aspect to it. I'm not just gonna go like I
oh,
feel like I don't just go
absolutely,
to
absolutely,
the
very
gym
well
by
said.
myself and then come home. Like I need someone there. I need like
Oh,
friends or like a group,
oh,
So
so that way they keep you accountable.
yeah, they definitely do.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good aspect.
I miss track and field in high school. I still have like dreams about it, and those are honestly the best dreams that I have. And
Oh,
it's like I
wow.
wake up and I'm like, dang it, I wish I was in track and field.
Oh, that is true. But this is a good aspect. I like this. I really like the statement that you brought up about bringing someone, because if you go alone, sometimes it can get kind of, it's hard to stay motivated when you're alone. But if you have your friends and they're convincing you, Cynthia, come on, let's go running, Cynthia.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It
It makes a
does.
difference.
It
It
really
does
does.
make it. And I
So
feel that. Do you tell me if you agree with this? Do you think this actually works, or it's just how we perceive things? I feel like, if that particular day you're not feeling well, you're feeling, no, you're not feeling that good, and you have these 3 or 4 friends that are cheerful. That same energy, you'll try to replicate that same energy. If everyone's excited, Cynthia, let's go running. Come on, Cynthia, let's go running. Also,
right? Yeah, yeah.
so it helps, and that's definitely good for your mental health.
hmm And you had also said something about like being an introvert and how like the gym was intimidating.
Good question. Good question. I like to do this. I'm trying to be more outgoing, so I'm trying to use icebreakers. I try to, one of my fears was making small talk. I still try
Mhm.
to.
Oh yeah, I hate small talk. I hate small talk. It's so terrible. I'm
But
like, it stresses me out so much. I'm like, we're not like I don't. Yeah, but I'm working on it. I'm sure that like going to the gym actually helps that, because
yeah,
you can talk
it's
to
not
people
even
or be
small
like,
talks. Like, oftentimes when I see beginners, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm a beginner. I've only been lifting for 1 year now. But if I see somebody who's starting out, I try to get them at ease. Come on, because I can sense if this person's anxious.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
try. I go to the gym. I tell everybody, you're looking huge, man. Your physique is really good. Keep
yeah,
going, keep up.
yeah.
You
And
should
it's like
start
everyone's
aggressively.
encouraging each other at the gym.
Mm. That's there, and it is a place of improvement. Everybody's there for one specific reason to improve. So
Mhm.
I do give compliments and make people's day. It really helps. Like that day, in my gym, there's a person who comes and he's like, how much is he? He's like 65 and he's still working out. So I told him that I appreciate you working so hard even at this age. So it's a
Yeah,
pretty wholesome so far. And I personally have felt like much. I personally feel good nowadays. I look forward to go to the gym because it's a very positive aspect of my life. It's a good environment, man. I'm
yeah.
having
I
fun.
think I think it does increase positivity. It
Definitely.
like spreads positivity to everyone around you and like
Yes,
brings it into
that's what the
your
world
mind.
needs. We need positivity, man. We need more people, who are like, yeah, positivity, man. We need positive stuff. So
I know. I
definitely.
think everybody in this world feel or like thinks about the negative things and like what can we
Exactly.
improve and stuff. But it's like you gotta tie it into how to good things, you know? You're like, oh, this felt good. How can I have more of that? Instead of saying this is
Hmm.
bad, how can I have less of that? You know, there's a difference.
Good point. That is there. Definitely.
Also like a big
Hmm.
thing that I've been thinking about recently is just like resilience. And I know that the beginning of last semester, I had talked a little bit about it on my channel, like, oh, I'm really excited about my resilience class. And then I never talked about it again. But I'm
Right.
like bringing that back into this because resilience is one of those positive topics that is
Right.
being studied a lot more now by a lot of psychologists that I know, or a lot of um, PhD or what is this? People, professors that I have with PhD, they're like studying different
Okay.
stuff about resilience. And it's because psychology has been focused on mostly like psychopathology up to this point. And it's like
Okay.
studying resilience is just, you know, spreading positivity and like how can we improve this instead of like how do we treat the negative things.
Oh, okay. Oh, good point. So, do you mean instead of being critical, we can just focus more on the positive aspects and try to increase that in a manner?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like resiliency definitely builds over time, and
Hmm.
resiliency happens when you're going through hardships. It doesn't really happen
Definitely.
when everything's going great and like no one, like a child that has never experienced a hardship
Definitely.
wouldn't necessarily be called
Your point.
resilient. They wouldn't have any problems necessarily, but they're not going to be like, oh, you're such a resilient individual. And I feel like by the end of life, everyone has become resilient because there's so many things that go on in life that's just like you found
Definitely.
ways to cope, you found ways to get through things,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good
yeah,
point. Very good point. You found ways to cope. Resilience. Your point about coping, I think, everyone should have like a healthy way of coping, something that's productive. People fall into coping mechanisms which might be harmful to them, but I think working out is like a good coping mechanism. Try to use
yeah,
it.
yeah. And I was gonna, this is like side topic, but I was gonna start like a little series of like resiliency techniques or like mindfulness techniques because I have a lot of just skills that I can make, but it's like I haven't really started on it yet. But
That's a good point.
I
Maybe we
think
should do
that
this.
if I really commit to it, I can make one video a day. So,
You
and then
could, you could,
maybe
you
do
could,
that.
you could.
I'm serious. Like it doesn't take that much effort for me to make a video, but
Go.
um like it's just me thinking of the idea, talking about it, editing it, and then uploading it. And I think
Right.
the edits that I do aren't very difficult. They're pretty like
Hmm.
straightforward. So
Definitely.
yeah. Anyway,
One of
that
the
was
things that I
like a
noticed.
little tangent, but for the people
No,
watching,
it's
I
good.
think
It's a very good
I
point that
will
you
be
brought up.
doing some CBT skills stuff. And I know I had also talked about that before too, and I had of like resources linked in one of my videos, but I need to like
Hmm.
take that out again and really like get into that. Now that my channel is growing a little bit more, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do like daily skills, like something that you should do that day that will, you know, make your
definitely.
life change your life basically.
That
So
is true. That's a good point. See, spreading positivity, isn't it?
mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of resilience, do you know about stoicism?
A little bit, yeah.
So I feel that ever since I started going to the gym, I've become more stoic, but not in a unhealthy manner, in a healthy manner. That I tend to worry less, I tend to overthink less if I try to focus and
Yeah,
channelize my on
I've
what's in
I've
front of me. And since I'm so tired, I have no time to overthink from the gym. And I stoic
I've seen a
in a
lot of
way.
videos on YouTube recently about stoicism, and like I guess it's showing up more because that's what I'm watching. And so
Yeah,
I keep watching and I'm
that
like,
happens.
it's really like, I don't know, it's cathartic to watch those videos. And I'm like, I don't know, it's really calming. Even though someone was like, wow, that's a different way of thinking. That's not the way I would have thought of it before. Like you mentioned
Definitely.
anything, but it definitely helps, I think. To,
It does definitely. It makes I'm overall a much more confident person now. I was pretty skinny back then.
yeah.
And I can show you a picture if you want later. I can show you a picture of how skinny I was. Yeah, I was pretty insecure about it too. Like, you know, I was always the skinny one getting led around, getting pushed around. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, I'm just more confident now. Like I do these poses like in the gym. Like you know, I take up space now. I used to be that quiet kid in the
Yeah.
corner.
You're like, I take up space now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I take up space. Yeah, take up space, man. Like just take up space. Just
Yeah.
flex
It,
in front of the mirror. Do anything. Yeah, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel confident. I'm much more confident now,
mhm.
and
And
it's
that, I think
definitely,
that's a big thing too, like confidence in yourself.
yeah, exactly, in yourself. Like you now I don't have to make that fake delusional thing. I actually believe in myself. If I put in effort, I can do this, and because I've
Mhm.
done it, I've put in the hours in the
Right.
gym.
I mean, that's the same for anything, really. I mean, it's true that everyone has different body types, and it's harder for some people to lose weight or gain weight. And like some people just
Definitely.
like are naturally skinny, some people naturally hold weight. And it's just like
Yes.
everyone has that image of a perfect body, but
Oh, absolutely.
sometimes it's not necessarily achievable for every single person to have a certain kind of body. But there's
Yes, definitely.
definitely like healthy ways to have
Yes.
a good body,
Beautifully.
you know?
Beautifully said. Exactly. Everyone deserves to be healthy, isn't it? And I think it should be everybody's top priority. You should definitely exercise for sure. And this point that you said was actually very good. Like, you know, to look a certain way. I understand people have, you know, certain physiques, certain, you know, an aesthetically pleasing physique that most people want to have. But that's not necessarily healthy. You know, you can have like a really good, you can be really healthy, but you know, you have some people try to be aesthetic and they try to, you know, take steroids or performance enhancing drugs for that. And I feel that's the unhealthy side of it. You know, you true, you know,
Yeah.
unless you're not, no, you shouldn't do that. You should stay healthy, you know, eat real food, try to stay natural, and you know, just try to
Yeah.
stay healthy, man. Don't
Yeah,
be.
honestly, that's the biggest thing I think about life is like,
Hmm.
well, okay, I think there's like two or three things that are like the top things. Like staying healthy, that's like a big important thing. Like mental health,
Yes,
physical health,
physical,
emotional
definitely,
health, the whole
definitely.
thing. And then also having a purpose in life because you're not going to be happy unless you have a purpose. And I feel like
Definitely.
love, passion, and purpose kind of drive everyone. But the thing is, we get lost along the way because of things that other people tell us and what other people are
Yeah.
telling us we
So
want,
you
you
are.
know? But it's like we have to find our own way. And I feel like, I don't know, sometimes the way things are laid out for us in society is kind of stifling. It doesn't like help us to achieve our full potential.
Definitely.
But
They throw
yeah,
you off. That's for sure. That's for sure. But discipline, you know, I think I wasn't very consistent back then. Like I used to struggle with consistency, but just I work out nowadays. I go to the gym 6 days a week. Sunday is my rest day. So it that I've noticed that this discipline and this consistency is actually you know, applying itself to different parts of my life. Like I'm more consistent with classes. I don't bunk anymore. I my all my assignments are on time, and I'm just adopting more responsibility. And I feel a lot of people tend to, you know, this discipline that I've noticed is people who go to the gym are usually more disciplined. Like if you're committing to something, you commit to other things as well. It definitely helps. And that's one aspect everybody should develop in their lives is discipline.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
gym is a
there's a certain amount of discipline that you have to have for yourself to get things that you want. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, because there's so many different, you know, the more you have to like, even if you like dieting or whatever, you have to prepare your own meals. Like I live alone, so it's I if I want to, you know, be, you know, see results in the gym, I need to make certain meals. I need to eat healthier food, and I need
Right.
to make my own food. Right.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it
Yeah,
applies
you
over
can just
that.
like you can't just like let it go and be lazy about it, you know?
Right, exactly. You need to demand that from it. It practically demands itself from you. You can't have a casual approach. If you're going to the gym, like, leave your laziness at the door. Come on, bring in your discipline.
Yeah. Leave your laziness at the door.
Yeah, just leave it. Just demand more from yourself. Like, try to work harder than the day before. Like, try one extra rep or one extra mile. If you're running like 10 miles, just one extra mile one.
Right.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
demand.
And I think that's a big thing. Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, you feel, you'll go to bed. Not, you feel proud of yourself. I went the extra mile. Quite literally, you went the extra mile.
Right. And it feels good.
Right.
It feels good having accomplished something or like improved on something.
Definitely. And that accomplishment is for you. You do that for yourself. So
Right.
that's really
And
self
it's not
proud.
for anybody else, it's for you. And it's like, what is that? Intrinsic motivation. It's,
Definitely.
yeah.
I'm experiencing nowadays. I don't think I get that much brain fog. Like earlier, I used to get brain fog. Like if I work, if I'm like in my room, I come home from work, I'm sitting in my cubicle for like at least from 9 to 5. I come home, my work's on the laptop. I don't exercise. I tend to get brain fog. So I need your body needs movement
I've
practically.
I felt the brain fog. Like I've definitely felt it. And it was weird because I felt it at school. I think it was yesterday. And then I just, meditated kinda. It was weird. I wasn't even meditating. I was just like, oh, like I need to rest. And then like it
Yeah.
disappeared. I was just like, where did it go? Oh no. But like it was
Oh,
so drastic that I felt the change. I was like, oh, that's what they mean by brain fog.
that is good. Working out definitely helps me with that. Like then I don't know what it is. I can't put it in words. Whenever it's just me and the weights. I know this might sound corny, but my problems do disappear. I don't overthink. It's just me. My headphones are in. I'm lifting the weights and I'm pushing my body. I don't think of anything until I come outside. I don't think of any problem. So for those 1.5 hours, my problems quite literally escape and I'm literally at peace. So it has this magical effect. I don't know how to put it in
Yeah,
words, but I'm
it's
explaining.
magical. It's magical.
Exactly. It's quite literally magical because you're not worrying about anything. Like if I'm in my room, I'm surrounded with files and everything. I'm gonna get that brain fog. But in the gym, I'm a different person, man. It's
Yeah,
quite
no, same. Like, I don't know, like I feel like my room is not my happy place. It just not.
yeah, same. It's just like a resting place. I'm here to rest and then get back to work. And but I think it's something that you should definitely, you have to do it. I think for me it's like it's I'm dependent on it because the days I don't go to the gym are probably the days it's a shitty day. If I don't go to the gym, I'm stuck. So I definitely need to
Okay,
go to.
so maybe I should. Maybe I'm not having as good of a days as I think I am because of the
Yeah,
gym.
yeah, I mean,
And that's why
I
people say they like working out in the morning is because of that stuff, right?
yeah,
Because it like, gets them moving in the morning and then they have a
I
good
guess
rest
that
day.
moving, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that now. I always wondered why people did that. I was like, it doesn't feel good to like do that in the
It,
morning.
it,
I'm
it
so
feels
tired.
terrible. It
But
feels terrible. Honestly, it feels terrible. But I
but it
have
helps.
it helps a lot. It is. See, it's a big win. Nobody wants to go. I love going to the gym, but in the morning, waking up at like 6:45
I
to go to
hated
the gym,
waking up,
I don't like
but
it.
I went to work at
Oh,
6:30 in
okay.
the morning. So
Oh,
I got
okay.
used to it and I quit my job actually
Oh.
because it was causing me a lot of like problems. So I actually
What time do you work
have
out
the
then?
whole morning until like my first class is at 12:30
Oh,
p.m.
okay.
So I have the whole morning to do whatever I need to do. And I could go to the gym at like 9 a.m. That's totally doable. It's not 6:30, where you're just like waking up when it's still dark outside.
Yeah, it's dark outside. You're tired. You're dehydrated, and you can't think straight. You wake up for 10 minutes. You're just sitting in silence, man. You-
Yeah.
But I feel the idea behind that is, you start your day with doing something you hate or doing something that's dreadful. So, you start your day with a win. Okay, I woke up, I did this. You're already
Mm.
ahead of competition. I woke up, I did this. So,
Right.
you know,
And I think that's a
that's
big
resilience.
thing. It's like
Resilience,
you've
isn't it?
already
You're resisting
accomplished
against it.
something for the day, and it just sets the tone for the day, you know?
Yeah, it's exactly. It says that. And do you think this is resilience? Like, I don't want to wake up. I know I don't want to wake up. I want to sleep. I want to be covered in blankets, but I have to. I have to be resilient.
Right.
I have to do it. That's
Yeah.
and in a way you train your body like that. I have to do things that I don't like, and that's what happens in the real world. I have to do things I don't like. So discipline is, I don't want to do it, but I have to do it, and it's beneficial for you. It's
Yeah.
beneficial for you.
Yeah. It definitely is.
I'll be
I mean,
honest.
funny. Go ahead.
Some days I feel like skipping legs. I don't like hitting legs. And in the gym community, it's like this sin. Okay, it's a sin that you skip legs. You shouldn't skip legs. I don't
That
like
is
to,
the one thing that
but
I
you have
do
to do it.
though.
Yeah, you
Since
have
I'm a
to do
runner,
it. So, but I don't skip it. I hate skipping leg. I hate hitting legs, but I have to.
it's
You have to
funny.
do it. There are some things that you have to. So that discipline is definitely reflecting in my life. Like the other day, I made, I'm on LinkedIn now. I started making my LinkedIn. I didn't know how it was working before. I didn't know
Mhm.
how I was avoiding it, but then I was like, if I am being disciplined, why not apply this discipline in real life? You don't want to wake up in the morning and go to the gym. You did it. You don't want to
Right. Right.
organize your LinkedIn. Now we have to do that. So face what you don't want to face. It's like that.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I think there's just a lot that goes into this. Like, long story short, like exercise is way better for us than we ever thought it was. Like when we say, "Oh, I want my
Facts.
New Year's resolution to be like more in shape
Yeah.
or like to get more
Yeah,
exercise,"
yeah,
we don't really know what that really means, you know? Like
yeah, facts,
it's so much
facts.
more. That's why you said it's underrated. It is underrated.
Oh, oh, dude, there's like, how many languages do you speak?
I only speak English. I
Oh,
learned
okay.
other languages, but like I can't speak them.
See, because there's so many languages out there, and Cynthia, you decided to speak facts.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was pretty
because
good.
yeah, this you stole my thoughts. This was very relatable because every time my New Year's resolution would be, okay, I'm going to join the gym. Okay, I want to get in shape, and I didn't know what it meant. What do you mean? But then when I started actually working out, actually putting in, actually doing things, it makes sense now that why people say, okay, you need to work out. That it definitely has positive effects. So if
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
makes sense, go ahead, work out, man. It's good for
Yeah.
you. Your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you. So definitely
Every part of you will thank you,
every
except if
part of
you injure yourself. Don't work too hard at first. You might injure
yeah,
yourself. But yeah,
yeah,
no,
that
yeah,
is
it is. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think,
You said the good thing. Don't like be comfortable. Everybody has like a different pace. Some people prefer 6 days. Try a pace whichever you like. Go
right.
slow.
And then if you haven't worked out before, start
Mm,
slow, start with walking and then work up to like harder things.
mm.
And I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. And I
Yeah,
think
and
that,
don't be afraid to ask anybody. Like, come on,
yeah,
if you see anybody,
yeah,
just ask. They'll be polite. Just they'll be polite. I don't think anybody. It's wholesome, bro. Everybody started somewhere, so we just
mhm,
if you're struggling, ask people for help. Ask your friend. It will be a good habit. Get your friends into lifting or getting your
yeah,
friends to
yeah.
exercise in the social circle. It's a good habit to build, and encourage more people. Encourage your friends to work out much more. It's
Mhm.
positive working out.
It is definitely a lot better when you like work with somebody else
Yeah,
on
definitely.
something to like work together towards a common goal or like one helping
Yeah,
the other. It's like I think that's
one
the way
helping the other.
that we were meant to be.
Oh, beautifully said. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Definitely. It does. I think if you work out with your friend, it strengthens your bond also. Like, you guys are actually doing this activity. It strengthens a bond. Like,
Yeah,
do you know
it's just
called
a
gym
human
bro?
thing to like need social connection and like
Yeah, definitely. We
Just
need
yeah,
connection, definitely. You can't stay isolated. Even if you're an introvert, you can't stay isolated for days. I can stay isolated, but it's not healthy. You need interaction somewhat,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Talk to people, you need to be heard. You need to hear other people as well. Definitely so. And this I personally experienced it the other day, man. Like the other day I was at the gym. I went at night actually because I had work in the morning. So I had to
Hmm.
go. So there was this one dude, and huge, like I think he was at least 6'2", really muscular. He had his hoodie on, and his
Yeah.
arms were tattoos, man. I was intimidated, I was scared. And there was only one squat rack. Okay, and my gym has like only one squat rack. So I was kind of getting late. So, and this guy had it. So I asked him, like, I asked him politely, can I work in with you? And he had the voice of a teddy bear, man. He was like, sure, no problem, man. And it's
Oh
and
my gosh, it's so sweet.
yeah, he was like, sure, no problem, man. Let's go. And it was pretty wholesome, man. I've noticed is people, in the gym, the biggest dude will always be the most wholesome. Like you can ask him. I was asking him for advice, and he was like, give it time, stay consistent, you'll do it, big man. And he's like patting my shoulder like this.
Oh my gosh, it's a lovely story.
Yeah, so it was like he had the voice of a teddy bear, man. He was pretty polite, and he was like a teddy bear, man, like huge and like really polite and wholesome. So, and yeah, that's what I meant. Don't be intimidated by the place, man. It's everybody
Yeah.
started. He started where I was pretty skinny, and then he worked his way up. So it's a good people, and you'll meet quality people over there. People who'll actually, if you talk to people, you get their Instagram or you get their number. Make friends with them, and you'll. I think having good people, your social circle. If you have people who are like ambitious, people who are healthy, they'll promote you to do the same. Like if I'm eating healthy, if I'm exercising, I'll encourage you, my friend, to do the same.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and good environment. Dive in, man. I know it's scary at first, but network
I
with
mean, yeah,
people.
I need to do that. I don't exercise regularly. It, yeah. And I do have one of my friends who's like asking me to go to the gym because he works there.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay. And then,
just go
it's so
with him.
bad.
Just
But
go
this
with
is
him.
like my mom, when I told her that I should get like a pass to the gym, she's like, you're never gonna go. And I'm
Oh, oh,
like my
okay.
mom calling me out.
Yeah, I see that point. I see that
Okay,
point.
but I
But
need to make that discipline though. Like if I wake up in the morning and go to the gym, shower, and then go to school, that could be my daily schedule and it could work. So
it
I
could
think it's
definitely
definitely
work.
something that I'm gonna start. I think that all our viewers should start if they haven't already. And it's just
Definitely. You know
something
what,
that
Cynthia?
is good.
If what will be even better, it becomes an addiction once you start seeing benefits. I saw some benefits like, I gained some muscle, man. I don't know. I gained some,
Yeah.
yeah, I gained some, at least my
No,
shoulders.
I just like
I gained some muscle. So it's addictive, man. Once you see results, it becomes addictive, man. It becomes addictive.
yeah,
So
it is. It is.
results
Okay.
like, and people are definitely more confident once they go to the gym. Like, the gym is an uplifting community, man. Everybody's uplifting others more than you're lifting weights, you're uplifting others, man.
Mhm.
That's what the
Yeah.
gym is.
All right.
Must
Okay, but I think that's it. Do you have any final messages you want to send our viewers?
I mean, the gym is, I mean, I don't want to
I thought you
oversell
were
it.
just gonna stop there. The gym.
The gym, good gym, bro. But I personally, I mean, this can be a subjective thing, but for me, it's been life changing, man. And it's for mentally, bro, more than physically, man. It's helped me. If there was a way to quantify, I don't know if there's a way to quantify. I can't put it in words, but honestly, it saved my life, man. It saved my life, man. I was pretty down low, and just an overall. I was in a bad place mentally, man. But it's gym saved my life, man. And it's something that everybody should dedicate their life towards to, man. I use it as an escape most days.
Mhm.
And I'm overall, I thank my friends who took this decision of get me into the gym, because
Yeah.
need to have it made me realize that I have good friends, because You can have friends who don't have ambitions and they waste their life away, but I had friends who actually demanded more from me, that you can make positive changes in your life. You can go to the gym, you can work hard, but you choose to not do it. And if you have that potential, it would be a shame for you to waste it. So it opened my eyes that you need to have a good circle and invest in yourself, man. It's not necessarily gym is just a part of it. Invest in yourself, read, meditate,
Mhm.
do things that are good for you, and encourage
Definitely. Yeah,
them
it's
to do the
important.
same.
Important.
And that
That's where
that would
we
be my
you're right.
message.
We're trying to spread this awareness and positivity because it is important.
Yes. Even what you're doing, Cynthia, I genuinely like it. To all the people watching this, like Cynthia, what Cynthia's doing is a very good thing. She's using a platform in to spread positivity, and you know how people misuse their platform to try to influence people, and all these influencers, they have this huge platforms, but this is where it's at. Cynthia is a gem, and an undiscovered gem, if I may add, and she's using a platform to spread positivity, and stuff that she's making is really insightful. I personally like to watch her videos, and whenever she posts a notification and it comes on my, it's really good. So that's how we should use our platform. If you have a voice, make sure you use it for good and to spread positivity. Like
Yeah, and
Cynthia,
make sure you share this video with all your friends because I think this is one of the better videos that we've had. It's really engaging
definitely,
and
it's really
interesting to watch.
engaging.
So hopefully
Definitely,
this will be like a big thing that will like get my channel rolling again. Because after I stopped last year and I took a long
yeah,
break, I just lost the
yeah. It's
like
time for the
the ball
comeback now.
stopped
Let's do
rolling.
it.
The
Let's
ball
do it.
stopped
Let's
rolling.
go, Cynthia.
So everybody share this with how about say 5 of your friends or family and ask them to subscribe, ask them to like, ask them to comment. I'll respond to everybody. And yeah,
Let's do it.
I'll also share your your
Yeah.
YouTube channel in the link or the link of the channel in the description. There we go.
Yeah, all that stuff,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And
But this is,
and then
uh,
we will be doing more collabs in the future.
yeah, we will. Let's do this.
Woo! All right. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, it was fun talking to you, man. We should do
Yeah.
this again. Thank you. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you
All right.
guys next video. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.